Go.
Ready to fall in love with a movie and a book, but not sure which one to pick?
Pick Eleanor and Park.
Why?
As John Green said, Eleanor and Park reminded me not just what it's like to be young and in love with a girl, but also what it's like to be young and in love with a book.
Let's recreate Rainbow Rowell's masterpiece into a movie.
Rowell has a voice in her book that expresses how she wanted to fall in love and how she fell in love. Doing some background on Rowell, I found out that she's married and has 2 kids.
The novel is set in Omaha, Nebraska, 1986. The 2 misfit lovers, Eleanor and Park, meet on the school bus one morning and an unlikely bond is formed between the 2.
Rowell lives in Omaha, Nebraska today with her family. She loves to spend her free time by writing, reading comic books, and planning trips to Disney. She's based her main character, Eleanor Douglas, off of her own childhood experiences.
She writes in a way that appeals to many different criticisms, but mostly 2, which are psychoanalytical and formalist.
Critiquing Rowell's work, we notice psychoanalytical criticism. Rowell takes on the character of Eleanor as she describes her young high school love, or how she wished she fell in love. Rowell took the time to describe how Eleanor reacted to things and how she saw things as they played out. On page 58 of Eleanor and Park, Eleanor notices Park's hands were perfectly still in his lap. Perfectly perfect, honey-colored with clean pink fingernails. Everything about him was strong and slender. Rowell takes time to describe what Eleanor thought of a guy's fingernails and how looking at his fingernails resulted in him looking strong. Rowell clearly shows Eleanor thinking everything about Park, but Rowell had to have known what to notice to make their love seem believable.
Rowell's writing is also critiqued by formalist criticism. Rowell's writing can also be critiqued by formalist criticism. In her novel, Eleanor and Park, Rowell uses techniques to keep the readers intrigued in the story through suspense. She uses different characters' perspectives throughout the novel to give the reader a sense of what's happening, what the characters are thinking, and how they act in different situations. When Eleanor turns to Park for comfort before running away, she thinks that she'd be brave and noble and she'd find a way, but she wasn't. Eleanor wasn't any of those things. She was just trying to get it through the night, on page 294. The use of her perspective makes this more suspenseful and keeps the reader eager and willing to keep reading. Rowell splits perspectives through different sections for both Eleanor and Park, which helps the reader to further understand the characters and how they think and act. When Eleanor's section ends, it shifts to Park's, and suspense is created by not knowing what happens next to Eleanor through the night.
If it's decided that this masterpiece should be transformed into a movie, this is an idea we have for a possible poster. The poster would have to demonstrate Rowell's conversational, blunt, and unique writing style.
Richie, Eleanor's psychotic, angry, alcoholic stepfather, drives Eleanor and her family away. They are forced to deal with him and his horrible habits, leaving her and the family in constant fear of not being able to live a normal life.
Park's all-American father forces Park to be someone he's not. He takes a stand against his father and grows up how he wants to. Park isn't going to pretend to be anyone just to live up to his father, the way his younger, athletic brother has.
Both coming from 2 corrupt homes in their own way, what could happen when the two paths cross?
We plan to have Emma Watson take on the role of Eleanor, and Logan Lerman to take on the role of Park.
Eleanor and Park find love in a strange place, yet everyone has been there. They meet on the bus when Park makes Eleanor sit down on her first day of school. Park likes reading comic books and listening to mixtapes and CDs while drowning out the obnoxious, arrogant kids on the bus.
Park finds that Eleanor has been reading over his shoulder, and soon he begins to bring her some of his favorite comics. A relationship was created on the school bus through comics and 1980s music.
Eleanor and Park continue to communicate through mixtapes and comic books. The CD player on the poster between the 2 shows how music speaks all the words for each other.
Though the main criticisms looked at in this novel were psychoanalytical and formalist, the book can be read and interpreted in many different ways.
Being in common with popular teen books that have turned into excellent movies such as The Fault in Our Stars, Twilight, The Hunger Games, and Divergent, we know that Eleanor and Park will take the theaters by storm and appeal to all teenagers.
Whether you're a misfit, outcast, popular kid, young child, Eleanor and Park appeals to all. This book needs to be transformed into a movie that will rock the world.